here I am. Yes, it's another railway station. It's always a good time to do a video because I always have time while I'm waiting for a train. So while I'm at this railway station, I'm saying, hi, welcome to my channel. Yep, it's called Anne's Space. I'm commonly known as Chatter Ann because literally I don't shut up. And I've just arrived in Vienna. Yep, Vienna, Austria. I don't know how many countries I've been to now, but I'm going through them fairly quick, but I don't feel rushed. I feel quite comfortable in my speed of travel. So stick around and watch this video of Austria. Well, a little bit of Austria, Vienna. So I've just checked into my hostel. Yeah, much better than the last one I was at. Yeah, if you happen to be in Prague, I'd give New Generation Hostel a miss for lots of reasons. You can message me if you want more details. But anyway, as I was saying, I've just checked into the hostel. It looks all good. And right across the road is markets. Take a look at this. So I had to look up to see what language was spoken in Austria. That shows that I'm not awfully clever when it comes to travelling. And do you know? Well, I found out that it's German. So there you go. Oh, lots of different things here. Look at those dates. Yum. So yeah, looks like a fantastic market. There's some clothes and some souvenir stuff, and yeah, lots and lots of food. Well, what do you do when you come to Vienna? You go to the Spanish riding school, and I've just got myself tickets. Not actually for the demonstration. You have to book months in advance, and my planning's not that great. But I'm going to go for a tour. That's the building behind me. Isn't it amazing? And if I look a bit bedraggled, it's raining again. Oh man, I just seem to be following it around. But I'm not letting it stop me. I just shove up my umbrella and off I go. And then coming in through the archway into the actual premises, as you can see, it's a popular place. I mean, who would come here and not come to this?
Okay, welcome to the Spanish Riding School. My name is Carlotta and I'm going to be the guide for today. So I'm going to show you different parts of our facility. What will happen if they just stand still? They get a little back massage, and then we have two stallions in one compartment, which would be a safety issue. So we always leave 1 or 2 boxes empty, so at the most there's 7 to 8 stallions in there.
So this is the summer training arena, and it's also where they warm up before the performances. And then on the outside they have 2 rubber mats, and they walk in between those mats to get their exercises.
Every horse would go crazy. The males want to get to know the mares, and yeah, it would be really chaotic. And also in the ballet of the 8 white stallions, what you can see here, it wouldn't look that easy.
They're looking very sweet, looking out their windows. Okay, they have more than 500 people come and visit these horses. Very pretty. There you are. This is beautiful. Oh, you're posing. Yes, you are. Well, that was absolutely wonderful inside the stables. We could get really up close. We weren't allowed to touch the horses. We weren't allowed to take photos of the horses. Of course, some people did, not me. I was good this time. And yes, I got really close. Like some of them would come right over to the doorway.
On the weekend, our riders train here from 7 o'clock in the morning until 12 o'clock, and I will tell you why in a minute. This winter riding arena was built in the year 1735.
So that tour was absolutely brilliant, really enjoyed it. And here's just a few more photos of what I took as I wandered around. I mean, look at this light, isn't that amazing? So I've only been in Vienna for a few hours, but I definitely get the feel that this is a much richer city than any of the others that I've been to. And the tourists themselves look like they're definitely prepared to spend a lot of money. So I managed to get a tour this afternoon, my first day in Vienna, so that's really good. And we're meeting at this spot, this is the Ankler clock. It's Art Nouveau. And I guess I'll learn all about it. So once again, unfortunately, a lot of Vienna was destroyed in the war. The Nazis came in, they took over the city. Again, there was the deportation of Jews, and the Jewish population had already been evicted from the city multiple times prior to that war. So this is the oldest synagogue.
It's the headquarter of the Jewish community.
Although it doesn't look like one, because the rule was it wasn't allowed to look any different, it had to look like apartments. And yes, it's guarded.
There's an inscription on the left side. On the left side. What it is saying here on the stone, here was the building of the Gestapo. For Austrian opponents, it was opponents of the regime, it was the hell. For many of them, it was the atrium to death. It was bombed to ground like the 1,000 Years Reich Hitler wanted to erect.
So we're continuing our tour. After that pouring rain we had earlier, it's actually fined up really quite nicely. And it's a really nice temperature at the moment, probably low 20s. We've just come into this huge square. Amazing.
Monument for the Austrian victims of the Holocaust. I mentioned before the annexation happened, 180,000 Jews lived here in the city. 200,000 Jews lived in Austria. After the annexation, 140,000 could flee. 65,000 couldn't escape. Most of them were deported to the concentration camp and murdered in the concentration camps later on. And
so you'll notice on the sculpture, these look like books, but books round the wrong way. And the doors on the sculpture have no handles. So that's how the Jews were treated. So I'm not sure if I've mentioned already, this tour is another ancient history tour, which, yeah, I like to know the more recent history. I find that interesting, the ancient history not so much. But it's a good chance to actually come around the city in the evening and look at all these amazing buildings. So why not have a bit of a commentary while I'm doing it?
Vienna, this building here on the other side of the street. But before we talk about the university, let's talk about the street here in front of the university. This is the Ring Street or the Ring Boulevard.
So this is the Chancellor where the Prime Minister works from. Don't think he lives there.
Here in Austria, this guy here was the leader. His name was Engelbert Dollfuss.
Whoa, overloaded with ancient history. I am now on my own again, and yeah, I'm gonna get back to the hostel hopefully before it gets fully dark. I've got about a 20-minute walk, so. Good morning, this is Magdalena and Magdalena is on the greeters group, and she's giving me a bit of a tour of the back lanes of Vienna. So, hi, thank you. And they said they'd watch my YouTube, so I thought, well, that's what I'll do.
Belong to monasteries because in the Baroque the monasteries were really, really rich. Now they aren't because they have no church-going people.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, they have.
Oh, quiet little roads, aren't they lovely?
And it's busy, about 200 meters back there.
Yes.
Expensive than real marble.
So painted to look like marble. How cool.
See, if you could afford it, you had your marble painted. You didn't take the simple stuff.
Yeah. Wow, that's stunning. Oh, so medieval, right?
Yes, medieval or late medieval houses. Okay. This is the Baker's Street.
Oh,
Becker.
Okay. Yep. Oh, you can just imagine what it would have smelt like. Oh, they keep all the grains up high.
Yeah, the grain is here.
Okay.
Saturday we have the wine and beer.
Yep. So they got it all sorted. Yeah.
They make you walk around here on the rain.
Oh,
And
okay.
then you can see the cars.
Wow.
It was really great. We were up in the roof.
That'd be cool. Yeah, the tiles. So unlike the other church, this is super crowded. So this is the cathedral.
It's relatively nice too. Could be nice.
Yes. Yeah. Later in the day, getting crazy. Yes.
If you set this above the female organ,
Oh.
you have a penis.
Ah.
Just to show. So they were not so shy then.
I like the modern. And then you get.
Brisbane has very many.
We do, yeah, yeah.
And good.
So just outside the Spanish riding school.
And over there it tells you what you can see. So
Ah, okay.
you can see the middle of the city, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a Roman canal, so the line water was standing inside.
It's really good that you can actually see it. Another beautiful little laneway and no tourists. Okay, so that's the bank. And over there we've got a cathedral. Neo-Gothic, symmetrical. And so here we have the town hall, and Magdalena's just compared it to a wedding cake, and I think that is actually so true. So what a wonderful tour that was with Magdalena. She spent so much time with me. Interpreting signs was an absolute bonus, and seeing down all those alleyways, oh, it was so brilliant. It's such a good organisation, this International Greeters, and people just spend their time with you at no cost. Wonderful. So I've left the city and left Magdalena, and I've come out to Schönbrunn Castle. Masses of people here. You can get tickets to go in and have concerts, but I'm just going to wander around and have a little look. Huge castle, and I'm hoping, look like there's parks here, so hopefully I'll find some nice green shady areas on this warm day. So in the walls of the Schönbrunn, this is absolutely massive. Look at that square, like there's thousands of people, but it doesn't look crowded because it's such a huge area. So this whole area is amazing. It's like there's a palace just down the other way, and there's a zoo up there behind me. There's this whole viewing platform. There's lots you can do just wandering around for nothing. And of course, there's horses and carts, which is pretty much a constant here in Vienna. So there's some gardens here at Schönbrunn that are within the palace area that you can pay to go and have a look around along with the palace tour. And then beside it is this other beautiful area that I can just wander in. It's beautiful and cool and very peaceful. So I've walked up the hill through the parklands of the Schönbrunn Palace, and there's a building for Maria Theresa Augusta, but it looks all the way down to the palace down there, with, I presume, Vienna City in the background. It is just never ending at this palace. It's just so beautiful. All the grounds, all the fountains. I was walking to the train or the metro from the palace and noticed this building. I think this is where they grow the palm trees. I'm not 100% sure, but isn't it a magical building? So yes, it's another palace. This one's a Belvedere. And again, it's up on a hill with lovely gardens. It's not as big an area as Schönbrunn or whatever the other one was called. But yeah, definitely a beautiful building. And here's the Belvedere garden. Like I said, not quite as flash as I was at this morning, but it's still beautiful. And having the city as a backdrop with those mountains is just lovely. So I'm just leaving the Belvedere Park, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but behind me, the opposite side of the building of where I photographed is actually complete in wrap. It's under renovations, as are many, many buildings in this city. And this is the lower Belvedere here. So there's two Belvederes and they're linked by that garden, which also has a maze. So here's a few more photos from the Schönbrunn Palace. It was just amazing. I spent like a few hours there. And then, yep, you guessed it, it was time I did another tour. So funny, I did so many tours in Vienna.
Our local Viennese technique. So today it's only 2 minutes delay. But the clock was also damaged at the end of the Second World War. It was hit by the bomb, and the main mechanism is completely destroyed, so they never succeed to repair it. They're using an electrical machine instead of the main mechanism. But they told me it's not a problem in this electrical.
So this tour actually went to most of the same places that the first tour I did went to. But the information that the guide gave us was so much more interesting. Some different things I learned about. So really glad that I did both of the afternoon/evening tours. But yeah, what a great city it was to have tours in. My tour with Magdalena this morning and my tour today, this evening, didn't cover any of the same stuff, so that made it fantastic. And did you just notice that I walked past an Australian pub? How funny is that? And everything's on in Vienna. You could actually spend a month here if you were going to all the museums and all the galleries. So much happening.
Older than the trees, younger than the mountain, blowing like a breeze, country roads, take me home to the place I belong.
So yes, it's another walking tour. We're starting off right at the hostel. It's Hostel Arrange, and we're coming through the markets. So this should be interesting and hopefully a bit of fun. This is the Academy of Fine Arts. So this is the Summer Palace from Schönbrunn.
You're still there if you go on the subway. There's a station called Prater, Prater, right? And there's a huge soccer stadium where she performs on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? But even if you're gonna have no tickets in the area, right? He always claims.
So it's on this balcony.
And he started his career after the First World War, 1933. He became Prime Minister 1900.
So that was really good timing on this walking tour. We're seeing the horses go through. So you notice the difference to this church and the previous one. This is actually no pillars holding it up, so I think this one's called Baroque. So I did that extra walking tour. How fun is that? I've done like, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4 walking tours in Vienna, but they've all been so different and so much fun. And I've just retraced the steps that I did with Magdalena yesterday morning, and it's great to just go back and sit in a few churches and just spend time meandering in alleyways. I so appreciate her time that she took out of her day to show me her side of Vienna. So I couldn't come to Vienna without coming to the Danube River, and there it is behind me, and I'm going to go down and have a picnic beside it. So it is a really warm day in here down by the Danube, so yeah, a lot of people down here, and it's midweek, so they're obviously on vacation. Not necessarily tourists, just chilling out, so it's just beautiful. They have a lot of people in swimming as well, so I think it's quite warm. So just some fun facts while I'm walking across the Danube. So here also is the Danube. I've just come across an island. So way back when Vienna first settled, it was about the year 800, I think, the Danube was much wider than what it is now, but lots and lots of little islands. And it wasn't actually right on the edge of town, although town used to get flooded. So what they did was they actually came in, whoever's, and sort of dug out the Danube so the city wouldn't flood, and there's now this deep river as it is now. And there goes a metro train just past me. Well, I've come down to look at St. Stephen's for the last time. I've looked at it, I think it's every day. It's just such an amazing church. And it's the roof that I really love. Like, look at that. Just awesome. Good morning. Yep, on a windy railway platform, and that's where I'm heading. So yeah, I'm leaving, where am I? Vienna after my few days, and I'm heading off to Hungary. So thank you for watching my video on Vienna, and I have to think this morning I haven't had my first coffee. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye for now, and I'll include a few more pictures of places that I really enjoyed while I was in Vienna.